There's always a lot to be done on a farm. There's daily farm chores, and then there's projects that have to be done. And some of those are things that you do every now and then or seasonally, and then some are one-time projects just to fix something or set something up. And today I have a list of projects. These are things that I've been wanting to get to around the farm, and many of them are things that need to be done for winter. And it's the second week of November, and I saw in the forecast that temperatures are about to drop into the 30s overnight. That's my dog. Sorry if you heard that. He's whining because he's ready to be outside. So I am going to take a look at that list. I don't think I'm going to get all of them done. I don't even think I'm probably going to get half of them done. I would say I would be happy if I get 4 or 5 things on that list done today. And I need to prioritize by, things that that for the animals, I think, is what I'm going to do. What do I need to do to make sure the animals are ready for winter? So, our pigs are eating a lot. And yesterday I saw these gourds on sale, 25 cents each, not per pound, but each. So I am going to find a place to keep these where they will not rot, to store them. It'll be dry and cool. This is in the feed room where we keep the hay for the goats. I'm going to spread this hay out and put some gourds in it, and then more hay, and just do layers of hay and gourds. And I think that they'll store nicely in here. First chore done. On to the next one. Something else we've done to get ready for winter, this water is sitting on a heater. It's temperature controlled. It only turns on when the temperature drops. It will keep the water from freezing. I've also got this heat lamp in here. This keeps the chickens warm on the coldest days, and it extends their daylight hours. Chickens usually stop laying in the winter, but if we can keep a light on in here, it fools them into thinking it's still summer. It keeps their body temperature up, and they'll lay hopefully through the whole winter. This is my next project. This is the chicken coop. I'm going to clean up all the cobweb, dust. I'm going to scoop all the chicken manure out and start a compost pile with it. Then I'm going to bring in straw, which in animal husbandry, when you lay it down for the animals to get in and snuggle down in, it's called litter. So I'm going to bring in fresh litter, nice deep fresh litter for them, and just clean this up and get it ready for them. I've got a mask on so that I don't inhale the dust or the fumes, and I've got gloves, so hopefully I won't get blisters. Time to get started. You can see it's much cleaner. I got rid of all of the old litter and manure. I'm going to let the dust settle, and I'm going to work on the isolation coop. The other thing I'm going to do is clean out the isolation coop and put fresh hay in it and food and water, because we hatched out 2 chicks this summer. If you remember from that video that I posted, our broody hen updates, those 2 little chicks, both turned out to be roosters. We're not going to keep them. Tonight I'm going to separate them and put them in here. I'm going to hand feed them and try and tame them, and I've got them listed for sale. Alright, that one was pretty easy. I need to set up the water and the feeder. The problem we had when we had the mom and our chicks in there, they were scratching the hay up into the water. So I'm going to try and get it high enough off the ground so the roosters don't do that, but stable enough so it doesn't spill, and where they can still reach it. So that's my project right now. The last thing I'm going to do before I put fresh straw down is sprinkle diatomaceous earth in the dirt. Diatomaceous earth is a natural wormer for animals, and it kills the parasites in the dirt as well. And that just is to keep our chickens healthy. And we use it with all the animals, and I'll tell how we do that in another video. This coop is ready for the roosters. I'll wait until they're all settled down tonight on the roost in the other coop. Then I'll go in there and get them and bring them in here for the night, so they'll be used to it. I used a log to put their water up nice and high. They can reach it from the roost over there, but they won't be scratching hay into it. They're not liking me in here. It's time to get some hay on the floor. Do you want to know why I did time lapse earlier? It's because of that kind of nonsense. They're so loud. Of course, when I was shoveling and sweeping, I locked them all out of the coop. I didn't want them breathing in that any more than I want to. I've watched my dad do this. The hay just goes exactly where he wants it to. I guess he's got a few more years of experience than I do. Alright, but there's one last thing to be done before I can call it quits, and that is cleaning up. To me, that's the hardest part of any job, because by the time I get to the cleanup point, I'm tired. But it's better than leaving it out. It's always a good feeling when everything's done and put away and tidy. These are the buckets we were using to sprout sunflower seeds. As the temperature has dropped, the seeds weren't sprouting very well, so it's not really a cost savings. So when I finished with that bag of seed, I didn't buy another one, and instead I'm going to use those gourds that you saw me unload a little while ago. So what I've done is rinse these out, leave them out here in the sun to dry, and now I'm going to write on them with permanent marker just that they're sprouting buckets, because they have the holes in the bottom. That way we don't go trying to haul water or something with them in the winter. Then I'm going to store them in the feed room. Now I'm in the feed room to make sure that we have what we need to have the goats ready for winter. So here's the water warmer. This sits under the water to make sure it doesn't freeze, so that's good. And this is a heat light, so I'm going to plug it in and see whether it works. Okay, this did not come on, and I don't know whether it's the bulb or the actual device, lamp, I guess. So let me unscrew it and try with a, it doesn't really want to unscrew very easily either. It's, this back part is unscrewing instead of the light bulb, so that's not good. Let's see what I can do. All right, there we go. And I know this light works, so let me try this bulb and this base. Yes, the base, sorry about that. The base works, so that's good news. So I just need to get a new lamp put in it so that the goats will be plenty warm on those cold, freezing winter nights. Okay, I'm gonna go dispose of this and move on to the next task. Here are our piggies and the shelter that we made for them for shade for summer. And I started calling around to get an appointment to butcher them because they're almost the butchering size. And I didn't realize that it's not like, you know, making a hair appointment where you get an appointment next week. They're booked up. The soonest one I could get is second week of December. And the other place that I really want to go to is all the way in January. So we haven't decided yet which one we're going to do. But I need to do something to make these girls ready for winter. So I talked to Chris, and what I'm going to do is go in there and get the triangle of protection and pull it down here and arrange it so it works with this shelter to give them a little more protection from wind and so forth. And then once it gets where the weather is actually a little bit colder, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll pile straw down in there so they have a couple feet of straw to get down in and keep warm. Now what I'm going to do is walk the perimeter of this fence. I heard it snapping this morning, which it does if there's a short or something like that. But it was very wet, so I think probably it was just being touched by some wet grass. We got a rainstorm overnight. So I'm going to walk the new perimeter that Ethan and I put up the other day, which is up here. And I'm just going to check everywhere that there's a knot and make sure I don't hear any cracking or popping. Alright, let's check this one. Oh, looks good, sounds good. Moving on. Looks good, sounds good. I'm going to go do the same on the other side. Okay, I'm now over in the laneway. We're going to walk the length of this fence. Maybe not. Now this is where I had a problem the other day. You can see it's black where it was snapping, but I turned the fence off and I tightened it, so let's listen. It's not arcing, it's not doing anything now. You could actually see it arcing and you could hear it like a ch. So that problem's been fixed. So I think the problem that I was hearing this morning must have just been wet grass hitting the line from all the rain that we had. I'll pull this piece off of it. Alright. That one's fine. No arcing or snapping. Okay. And then the other problem I had the other day, which it was kind of a dummy, I had this gate post over here so that we could open it, leave it open for the horses. And it was wrapped around that metal pole. And that was silly, because that just was making it snap and arc. Okay. So Next on my list is to pull up everything in this garden that I can. It's going to go to the pigs, and then this garden will be ready for my mom to use next year. Six things crossed off the list. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Thanks for hanging out with me today while I did my farm projects. I always like it when you watch my videos. Have a great weekend, everyone.